Most people quit before they ever become good at anything, not because they can't do it, but because being a beginner is uncomfortable. And after posting consistently on YouTube for 30 days straight, I understand that on a completely different level now. So, what I want to talk about is what actually happens when you commit to something, commit to showing up before you feel ready. I had wanted to start this channel for a long time. And honestly, like a lot of people, I kept waiting until I felt more confident, waiting until I had the perfect setup, waiting until I knew more. But eventually I realized something. Confidence doesn't come first. Action comes first. I've loved personal development for years. I attended conferences, I consumed information, I signed up for courses. At some point, I realized it was time to start implementing what I've learned. And that implementation can be delayed. Life, work, starting a new career, taking another course, finally deciding enough was enough. I needed to get on track. I needed to do what I've wanted to do for a long time. I also think people underestimate how uncomfortable it is to start something publicly, especially when you care about doing a good job. Because people usually see the polished version later. They don't see the awkward beginning. There were software issues, audio issues, editing frustrations, learning a new software, trying to figure out workflow, learning thumbnails, trying to understand YouTube itself. And honestly, there were days where something simple took way longer than I expected. Exporting issues, uploading videos, editing, time pressure, personal responsibilities, work responsibilities, and then there's the learning curve. But I think that's part of building any new skill. Then there's the mental side, hearing your own voice, seeing yourself on camera, questioning your delivery, wondering if you sound awkward, wondering if you're even good enough to be doing this in the first place. And I think a lot of people experience that when they start something new. But one thing I'm realizing very quickly is that confidence is built through evidence, through momentum, not positive thinking, actual evidence. Every time you show up, every time you follow through, you build trust with yourself. And of course, there are days where the numbers don't validate the effort. A video gets 5 views or one like. And you realize very quickly that if you rely on that immediate external validation, you'll probably quit. Right now, I'm around 2,000 views and just over 100 watch hours with 44 subscribers. And honestly, that's not even the biggest win. The biggest win is that I actually started. I also notice how easy it is to distract yourself instead of actually doing the work. You convince yourself you need better equipment, better lighting, a better setup, a better logo, a better intro. But most of the time, what you actually need is another repetition. So I'll tweak the audio, overthink the setup, try to optimize early. But then at some point, execution matters more than optimization. I think consistency changes you faster than motivation ever will. Because motivation comes and goes, but repetition builds identity. After 30 days, I already feel different on camera. Not perfect, but stronger, clearer, more certain. This is where you add the better late than never philosophy. And honestly, I think a lot of people wait too long to start things that matter to them. Not because they're incapable, but because they think they have to feel fully ready to start. You don't. Start now, start messy, cringe, start before you feel confident. Because 6 months from now, a year from now, you'll be grateful you started when you did. Another thing I've genuinely appreciated are the thoughtful comments and messages from people. Even with a small channel, you realize there are people watching, people trying to grow, people trying to make change in their own lives. And that's really what I want this channel to become. A place focused on growth, execution, confidence, community, better systems, better decisions, and building a life that actually works. Not perfectly, but intentionally. Where is this channel going? Over the next few months, I'll be sharing more around execution, planning systems, confidence, health, discipline, business, variable income, and creating momentum in real life. Because I think a lot of people are capable of more than they realize. They just stay stuck in hesitation too long. So if there's something you've been wanting to start before you feel fully ready. Because confidence isn't built before action. It's built because of action. And honestly, I think that's the biggest thing that these last 30 days have taught me.